Hi, my name is Eleanor Smith. I'm talking about the mental health subject for elementary level kids today. Over the last couple of years, the last 10 to 15 years, there's been a major increase in mental health issues in specifically elementary level children and going into middle school and high school. There's a lot of people that do believe that you shouldn't bring it up to the kids and shouldn't teach them what anxiety, depression, etc. is. There's a belief that they're too young to understand it, that only older kids will have any concept of it, older kids and adults. There is also a lot of issues with the fact that when children hear about things, they are very subject to taking it all in, and they self-diagnose, they push into the narrative, and it could just make regular childhood behaviors mislabeled as something else. But there's also another side where mental health advocates do talk about how the increase of these mental health issues are becoming a major issue, especially when they start developing into an older kid. They start to have their own autonomy, which leads to a lot of things like school fights, school issues, and just issues in general. So a lot of people do agree that you should do early intervention. It is just whether you should bring up proper names for it. But activists have said that if you give them the correct terminology and the correct information, it will help them develop a sense of what it is, and it helps them understand what they are feeling without feeling so alone. Communication in children has shown lower rates of mental health issues. So a lot of times if you look at parents who talk to their kids, schools who talk about it, it shows much lower rates. There's also another perspective of educators and teachers who say that it should not be something that kids are hearing from their friends. So if some kids are hear about mental health things and they know about it and then they go and talk to their friends about it, some parents believe in more traditional beliefs of talking about mental health and think that it's a more private subject. It is a very sensitive subject, so a lot of teachers also don't want it in their classroom. They don't believe it should be their problem to deal with it. And in the end, genuinely, everyone agrees on the same thing. They do want their kids to have their best interest, whether it's the traditional belief of not teaching their kids about mental health, or it's the other belief where they believe they need to communicate with their kids, increase their knowledge on the subject. So sorry. Well, yeah. Basically that's it. Everyone has the best interest for their kids, and they just need to figure out when and where to approach it and how they should deal with that at that age.
Any questions or comments for Ella?
Oh, sorry.